see, in the biggest lesson for me I learned from last year was cancel culture. Until last year, I really didn't understand the extent of that mentality to cancel people. You know, I wasn't big in any political space. Okay. But last year, I saw it so many times. I mean, it scared me. It scared me to see how easy it is to cancel people. I mean, just for anything that I don't like that Idris says, I can whip up some emotional sentiment and get Idris cancelled. So, and see, it's mostly young people, your generations. And that's so passionate about our cries. How can we ever get over emotional arguments to cancel people?
How can we get over emotional?
Yes, because see, my point is this: most of the people who ask somebody to be cancelled, their arguments are mostly emotional.
Yes.
Not factual. Okay.
Exactly.
And because of the emotion, other people get on board, and the mob gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and by the time it's a million people, no one cares about the real the substance of the issue.
Exactly.
It's just cancel that person. How are we ever going to get over that emotional fever to get that person cancelled?
I mean, I honestly, it's something, first of all, it's something that I'm still, trying to understand as well. I went to, the last 2 years I've lived in California, and the University of I did my graduate studies at the University of California, Berkeley, which people say it's the center of, the mecca, if you can say, of liberalism, where every single day, when I went to school there, every single day, there was always protest, people protesting against this and against that. And, and so it seemed, so for me, I think as an African and it was a culture shock, first of all. It's like, you have so much time, you have so much right that you can just complain about this and that. Everything. And, I went to classes. I went to classes with people who, for instance, if they didn't agree with a certain professor, the thing is that they would try and cancel
him.
Yes, and they saw that, and it agitated me. It's really, really, really agitated. I was really agitated, and I was trying to understand, like, why don't you give this person a chance to explain themselves? And someone told me it's like a picture. These influencers, social media influencers, when they take a picture, for me, as like consumer or someone who's at home, I'm only seeing the final product, right? But then behind that picture, there was someone who took the picture, right? So you see these influencers, for instance, when they take pictures, they want to, manipulate that picture itself. They want to be under certain light, something to happen here and there. So, and I believe that's how consumers, for me as a social media consumer, I would only look at the picture without understanding what went, what went behind the scene,
Yeah.
what really happened to have that. And I find that that's also the motive of people who start these conversations to counsel people. It's like they already know the mindset of the consumers.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna serve you these, that's what they'll take. So
Yeah.
they appeal to the emotions. I know most people. I can find a community of, let's say, people who are against LGBTQs,
Yeah.
and they start a conversation. That's it. And they say, for instance, if it's Muslims, they say this is haram, and these people should be killed, or this and that should happen. Guess what's gonna happen? I'm
Yeah.
gonna
You
post on
get it.
social media. I will get it without understanding, like, why is this person saying this? For instance, as a Muslim, you when someone tells you, oh, you should kill all these people, but you should also know that in the Quran itself, we know where it says that the person who saves one person, it's as if you're saving a whole, like, society.
Yeah.
So, but then people don't question such things. It's just
Yeah.
like, oh, let's say whoever said that thing is a leader, is a religious leader, so we have to follow him. Come on, you have to think. Like, what are the premises behind these guys, judgment or his
Yeah.
opinion? No, unfortunately, people appeal to emotions, and
Emotion.
it's once you appeal to people's emotions,
Yeah.
that's it. It's so easy to manipulate. It's not
Yeah.
like when I present you with facts. When I present you with facts, it's a different case.
Yeah.
You'll try. I'm appealing to a logic. You'll try and see that this is true. This is okay. This is not okay. But I think as human beings, people will manipulate us by getting to our emotions,
Yeah.
and unfortunately act. So it's something that I don't think we can really get rid of immediately.
Yeah. It's
But
it's hard. It's gonna be hard.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know.
yeah,
So see,
yeah.
I'm asking you this. I know this question doesn't have any standard answer. But
No,
I'm
no.
asking it because it's your generation that you need,
Mm-hmm,
and you need to deal with it. Okay.
mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm,
see, again, everything concerning me about these things
mm-hmm,
is I can imagine if
mm-hmm,
cancel culture is embedded in our African community.
mm-hmm,
Okay. Being a continent of the most diverse people.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You see, if ever we get this into our society, it will be
Mm-hmm.
the biggest error we have ever made. Because
Mm-hmm.
even as we are, we have so many
Mm-hmm.
things that we don't like from the next tribe. And there are so many
Exactly.
tribes. Okay. So
True.
I don't want these things, these are the reasons why I'm passionate to talk about this, because I can see
Mm-hmm.
the possibility,
Yeah.
and the possibility are not positive.
No.
Okay.
No.
So see, I want young Africans to see this and know, no,
Mm-hmm.
this is not what I want.
Yeah.
You see, we need to decide now. This is what I want. This is not what I love. See, cancel culture is not what we want.
No.
So that means we need to become more empathetic,
Yes.
more loving, okay,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
more. We need to have that reason
Mm-hmm.
to listen,
Mm-hmm.
to other people. You know, because that is the only way we move forward. Progress. Cancel culture is anti-progress.
Exactly.
And
I completely agree.
Yeah. Cancel culture is anti-progress.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
The West can afford to do that. We can't.
No.
Because we are already behind.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's my point.
You know, you said something which is really, really, really strong, that we cannot afford it, you know, as a continent. And the thing is that we have also the thing is that we're trying to grapple with, you know, we're trying to understand, or we're trying to catch up. The word is catching up.
Yes.
We're trying to catch up with the first world,
yes.
forgetting that it took them so many years, like the US, for instance, like over 200 years, I think 400, I don't know how many years, just to get to where they are today. And these included like mistakes, a lot of mistakes, you know, mistakes and errors, and, you know, trials and errors to get to where. So I think for us as Africans, we cannot afford this, because, you know, one of the things that makes us unique or special is our diversity, rather. Our diversity. And then look at the continent itself. It's very diverse. From Northern Africa to Southern, Western, Western, East. But then within the countries itself, even within our own countries, again,
everywhere,
very, 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 very diverse. You know?
Yes.
So if we start saying that, you know, we want to catch up and then do what the West is doing, for instance, like canceling, you know, or that we don't agree with this, like you said, we're already grappling with, you know, tribalism and all these things. So what's gonna be the next thing? We're gonna finish each other.
Exactly.
You know? Which we
can't afford it. We cannot afford it. You know.
No, so, we cannot.
So I beg young Africans, they need to understand we cannot afford this. It's the biggest negative things that can ever happen to us. So we don't want it. You know, we don't want it.